Hello there friends, and welcome to another video in this series on how to create a WordPress theme from scratch for a software services agency. In the last video we created a services page, so today we are going to take care of the portfolio page. It will show all of our previous work. So first let's go back into the back end here, and in pages let's find the portfolio page like so. And in here, let's first set a featured image, and let's see, I don't think we have used this page yet, so let's use that one. And then let's also change the page template from portfolio page to the default template and update. And let's go back to the front end and let's refresh. All right, so now we got that. So now let's just fill this with some cool stuff. So let's go back to our file folder, and I'm going to create another plugin. So in the last video we created this services plugin, and we're going to reuse some of the code. So let's first go to our plugins folder, create a new file, a new folder, and let's call it CIY underscore portfolio underscore plugin. All right, and in this file, as always, we need to create a new file. I'm going to call it the exact same name, CIY underscore portfolio underscore plugin.php. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back into a services plugin, and in here I am going to copy this whole thing, and for a portfolio plugin, open up PHP tags and let's paste it in. So let's change the plugin name from CIY services to CIY portfolio plugin, and then an easy way to add a portfolio of your previous work like this, and the author is the same, the version is the same, and then let's change the text domain to portfolio CIY underscore portfolio plugin, and then we have the absolute path here, and then the required ones, functions.php, which we will create. We can create that right now actually. So let's do that. So do a functions .php, and let's also create a new file and call it index.php. In here, let's open up the PHP tag in the index.php file and just a comment with silence is golden. All right, and let's save that. Now we can close this one because we're not gonna need it. Let's go back to our front end, rather our back end, and let's go to our plugin folder. And here we can see the portfolio plugin. Let's try to activate. All right, plugin activated. So now we need to add it on the list here as well. So let's head back here to our file structure, and in our functions.php we can close this CIY portfolio plugin.php. So in here can create a PHP tag, and what I'm going to do here is, if I go back into our functions our services plugin functions page, I'm just going to copy the comment, and let's add that, and then instead of services we're going to need plugin, sorry, not plugin, portfolio. All right, so functions for our portfolio plugin. All right, then we're going to enqueue our files a little bit later. So first thing we're going to need here is jump down here. So let's register portfolio post type. Okay, and then let's create the function, and let's call it setup portfolio post underscore type. All right, and in here we're gonna do register post type, like so. And in here, oops, it needs to take in the name of the post type, which is portfolios, like so, comma, and then let's jump down a little bit. And in here, let's create an array. And the first one is labels. And let's create another array. So the first one is name. And the name should be portfolios. And then we need a singular name. And that's going to be portfolio like this. And then we need for add new, and here we need just add new portfolio, just portfolio, and then add new item, and this one let's do the same, add new portfolio. Okay, and then if we need to edit, which we might, I edit item. In here we do edit portfolio, and then last one here for search items. All right, and here just to search, search portfolio. All right, and then a comma, and then get out of that array, and then let's add menu position. Menu position, and the menu position is 9. So we had 8 the last time. And then public true, and then exclude from search. Like so, and let's put that to true this time. Then has archive equals true, and then rewrite. Let's create an array, and in here we need to rewrite the slug to just portfolio. And next, after the rewrites, to register the meta box CB, and then to CIY underscore portfolio underscore meta underscore box, then a menu underscore icon, and we need a dash icons admin users, and then show in rest. This is for if you want the Gutenberg editor. If you don't want it, don't put that in. Default is the classic editor. You might want to put in the classic editor if you're more used to that, which seems to be the case for most people if you go by Twitter. And then it supports the title and the editor, and then the last one is the thumbnail. All right, so that's that semicolon down at the end, and then let's add the action. Scroll up a little bit. So add action, then init, and set up portfolio post type, semicolon at the end. So this here is the name of the function up here. Cool. All right, so let's save that. Let's go back here to our backend. Let's refresh, and you can see the portfolios right there. We got portfolios, and then add new portfolio. And if we go to portfolios, I have a few created already. So let's go into this phase plant. There we go. Okay, so we get everything set up here. Now we need to add, we're gonna add just a couple of, first of all, we need some extra columns here because I want to display the year this portfolio was, or this item here was created or finished, and then I want the description there as well. And we're gonna add the year as a custom meta box inside the post. So let's do that. Let's scroll down there and scroll up so you get that nice and fine. So let's create a create new columns. So another function, and let's call it CIY underscore set underscore portfolio underscore columns, and we will bring in column parameter. Let's create a variable called my columns and an empty array. Let's populate this one. So again, my columns. So we need a title, and the title should be portfolio, and then my columns, we need to add the year, and the year here is just year, semicolon at the end, and then let's copy that line down and let's change here to first the message, and then instead of year we need a description, and then let's return the variable my underscore columns. All right, then add underscore filter, then manage portfolio, let's see, folios, because that's the name of the custom post type, and then posts, also columns. So this is the dynamic, so you have to change this here, portfolios, to the name of your custom post type. And then we need, obviously, we need this function name up here. Let's paste that in, and semicolon at the end. Let's refresh, see what it does, if anything. All right, so now the year and description. All right, so now we need to populate the description here and the year. We don't have the year yet, but we have the description. So let's go back to our file structure, and in here let's add another function, and let's call it CIY underscore portfolios underscore columns, and this one take in first the column variable, and then we're looking for the post ID. Scroll up a little bit. So let's do a switch function here. So switch, we need to switch, choose the column variable, like so. Okay, and the first case will be for the title, and echo get the title. Oops, get the title like this, and then finish off that case with a break. Okay, and the next case is the message. And after that we need to echo get the excerpt, because we don't want the whole, if we write a lot we don't need the whole text, just the excerpt. All right, and then let's break that one there, and then the last case should be for the year, and this is going to come from our custom meta box. All right, so we need to add a variable here, we're going to call it year. So we need to get post meta, and first thing we're going to do is we want to look for the post ID, which we have up here. That's why we bring it up there, and then we are going to add the name of the later on we're going to create a a form, and we're going to need the value or name of that field, portfolio score year, right? So we're going to call it this. Okay, so we have to memorize this from when we create the actual field, and then let's create true at the end there and semicolon at the end. All right, then we echo the year. And then let's stop that case there with the break, and that's it. Then let's add the action. All right, so again here, do manage underscore, now the name of our custom post type, which is portfolios. Then we do posts, then custom underscore column, and then we take in the, once again, the name of the function there. Semicolon at that, and let's save and let's refresh back here. Oh yeah, right, we need here, as you can see, we don't have that one in just yet, so we need to create later on. Also, yes, too few arguments. Yes, right, we need to add, actually tell them where we're going to bring in 2 arguments instead of 1. So first let's do the priority. So let's I'm gonna do 10, and then tell them that we bring in 2 arguments instead of 1. Let's save that. Let's refresh, so this error should disappear. Yes, all right, so 2020, 2020, 2020. All right, cool. Now let's create the meta boxes here. Actually, let's first create the shortcode. Yeah, let's create the, actually let's do the meta box first. All right, sorry, it was the phone ringing. Okay, let's see. Let's create the meta boxes here, and let's go down there and let's create a function and call it CIY underscore portfolio underscore meta underscore box. Okay, let's scroll there so you can see, and now we're just going to need to create, well, not create, we just use the function add meta box, comes with WordPress. It's from the start. All right, then let's do portfolio underscore year, and then the name. So this is actually the project year, like so. Next thing is we need to create a function here called, we're going to call it CIY underscore portfolios underscore year, and then the callback. So we know this is a callback function. And then I'm going to add the name for the actual post type. And the last thing here is we need where to call it, display this one. So I'm just going to do normal, like this, normal, and we'll just put that in single quotes, and then semicolon at the end. Add this action, add action, and we're going to do add meta underscore boxes, and then second argument, that is the name of this guy here. Paste it in and semicolon at the end. Now before we go back to our front end or back end and refresh, we need to actually create this callback function. So let's copy that, and down here let's create another function, paste it in, and what we're going to do here as a parameter is the post variable. All right, and in here let's call the global variable post, and then again create a variable called year, and it's going to be the same as we did above there. So we're going to create for year, oh sorry, not year, we're going to do get post meta, and we need the post, and now in the post we need to target the ID. And remember the up here we created right here. Remember we created, we're going to create the value and the name for the field later on, or input field. So this one is going down and in here. And the next thing we need to do is just call it true. So it gets called. All right, now let's get out of PHP, and then let's create a label like so. And the label is for we're going to use the same as we did up here, the value. And in here, let's just do completion date, and then another input, and input's going to be a text input. All right, so now the name is the same here. See our portfolio here. So this is what I've been talking about. All right, paste data in there, and then instead of ID, I'm just going to do a value, and let's do PHP. All right, and we want to print the value. So if we refresh and save, or if there's an error, our input is going to stay, so we know the input. All right, and after that, we'll go back into PHP like so, and that's that. Now let's refresh, and let's save and refresh, and let's go back in here. And if we scroll down, now we have this here project here, and then the completion date. As you can see, we get the value since we did the here, the value print, and then the variable here, and we have the information here. That's why we get the information here, 2020. Now, if I change this to 2019 and update, all right. So if you look down, if you go back out here, you can see it hasn't changed yet, right? You can see it's still 2020. And if you go back in here to faceplant and scroll down, you can still see 2020. So it didn't save into the database. So let's deal with that now. Let's scroll down there, and let's do a comment, save the data. All right. So let's scroll up there as well. And let's create a function, and let's call it CIY underscore save underscore portfolios underscore year underscore data. Then we get the post underscore ID. All right, now let's create two variables. One is if we're auto saving, auto save, and this is VP underscore is underscore post underscore auto save. And now we need a post ID like so. Let's copy this, and let's change instead of is autosave, we need is revision. So let's say we're editing this one, and let's change this one here as well to revision. All right, now next let's create an if statement, and let's bring in our both of our newly created variables. So autosave. So if it's autosaving or if it's a revision, then we want to return. Okay, and if it's not, let's create a variable called post. Now I want to get post, and we need a post ID. And let's create another if statement, and let's call our variable post. And in this post, we need to get the post type. All right, and the post type needs to be our, obviously our newly created custom post type, when we named it portfolios. And then let's save the data, right? So if then let's create an array. So if the array key exists, we want this CIY underscore portfolio underscore year, which is the value, the name up here for our input field. And so if that one exists, then we send a post request, and the post request is going to be excuse me, going to be this one here, because that's what we're sending to the database. All right, so that's that. And now the next thing we need to do is to actually update the post meta. All right, so and oh, actually we should have not done that. This whole thing, this here actually also needs to be down there. Let's copy this, paste it in, and down here we need a post underscore ID. All right, and up here we just need a post request like this, and then we need extra. Okay, then semicolon down here. All right, so down here, up here, if the array key exists, so we're looking for this name in the input field, and then the post super global. And then if this exists, we get an looking for post ID, and again, I'm taking in the name of the input field, and then send a request here, this key. Okay, and then last thing here, we need to add action. All right, so we're going to add save post, and then again, portfolios here, data. Then let's refresh there. Sorry, let's save and refresh. Now if I change here to 2019 and update, and let's head back here to portfolios, and you can see up here 2019 it has changed into our database. And if we go back into our post, you can see down here as well 2019. That's pretty nice. Now next thing we need to do is we need to add a shortcode. So let's scroll up here. So let's do a comment, add shortcode. So the shortcode, I'm going to do a function. I'm going to call it get portfolio shortcode. All right, that's taking any parameters. So in here, let's create a variable, call it args. All right, this contains an array. The first key is posts per page. And here is, I'm going to do -1. This means they're going to display all of our posts. If you have many, you might want to limit this, create breadcrumbs or something like that, or lazy loading. There's a lot of options. And then the post type is our portfolio or portfolios. So that's the name of our custom post type there, and then semicolon at the end. Don't need a semicolon there, with the comma. All right, so under this, let's create a variable called string, and this is going to be an empty string. All right, then create a loop, and what we need here is a new vp underscore query, and this one takes in the args variable. All right, so now we have what we need to create the actual standard WordPress loop. So do loop. Now we need to have, if it have posts, have posts. And then let's see, excuse me. Then yes, let's call for the string variable. And in here we need to append and create a section. And in this section we need class of section underscore plugin, and a section underscore portfolio. All right, and then close that one off there, semicolon, and then another string, append that, and let's create an h2 tag, and with my portfolio, semicolon at the end, and let's copy this one there because we need UL, create a UL tag like so. All right, now let's create a while loop. So we get loop, and then now we can have posts, and then let's create the post, Okay, nice. Now let's create another variable. Again, the same here, year, and we need to get post underscore meta. So in here we need to get the ID, and then let's call for the name of the input field. So CIY underscore portfolio underscore year, and then true, semicolon at the end. And next we need to create another string variable, append that with an li tag like so, and let's copy this down here. And in this li tag, we need to get the post thumbnail, get the post thumbnail. Okay, and after this we are going to add a p class or a p element, and this one has a class of portfolio underscore year, and then let's close that there, and then let's call in the variable year like this, and then let's close the p tag. All right, nicely done. And there's an error here, we need a equal sign. Cool. Okay, after the year, copy that down there. So next here under the year we need another h2. Let's close that, and let's do that. So all right, so now we need to get the title. Okay, and I'm gonna call it at the end. Okay, good. And then let's copy that, and now let's do another p tag with a class of portfolio content, portfolio content like this, and then we need, instead of get the title, we need to get the content. Okay, then my colon at the end there, and then let's put this one down here, and let's close the li tag like so. Okay, cool. And then after this, just we're going to end the end while, and then let's create a new string variable, and in here let's close the ul tag, and then we need another string and then close the section tag like this, and then end the if statement. All right, then let's close off the query. So WP reset post data, no variables in there, and then return the string like so. Cool. Now let's add the shortcut. So add, or short code, sorry, short code. Okay, let's name it CIY underscore portfolio underscore cards. And in here we need the name of the function. To get portfolio shortcode, let's paste in semicolon at the end, save, and let's refresh. Let's go to our pages. Let's find the portfolio page. In here, let's add a block for the shortcode. Let's find our shortcode. It's this one here. And remember, you need, even though it's in the block here, you need a brackets. Otherwise, it won't work. Didn't mean to save that. So save, yes. Okay. Now let's go back to our front end and let's refresh. All right. So now you have the portfolio here. All right. So let's style this. But before we do that, we need to create two things. First, I guess the installation and deactivation and uninstall functions for the portfolio and the post types. So what I'm going to do is just create a comment. It's called installation, deactivation, and uninstallation of plugin. And since we've done this before, I'm just going to copy this whole code. So it's pretty much the same. So in a previous video for a services plugin, all the way to the button, there's a button here. So let's copy all this. And let's go back here and paste it in. So first the function is services is the install, so post type install. So let's change the name here to portfolio, and then instead of design here we have portfolios post type, and let's change that to portfolios. And change here as well, portfolios, portfolio. All right, and then next is services post type, portfolio, post type deactivate, and then in here let's change that to portfolios. Change this one as well to portfolio. Okay, and down here for the uninstall, let's change that to portfolio. Okay, and down here, only thing we need to change here is if we're post here, portfolios. First one there. The rest is looking good. Let's change the name down here. So let's do portfolio. Post type install. Let's say that front end refresh. Looking good. Back end refresh. Looking good. Let's get into the plugins. No errors. Cool. Now let's style this whole thing. So up here we need to enqueue our files. So again, I'm just gonna copy because we've done this so many times. So I'm gonna copy the whole function and let's paste it in there. So my portfolio script. Okay, so instead of my CIY services style, let's do portfolios or portfolio style, and then we're going to create this folder and file. Everything else is nice. Let's change the callback function there to portfolios scripts. Okay, let's save, and back here let's create a folder, call it assets, then a CSS folder, in the CSS folder, or create a file called style.css. And just to make sure that this one works, let's do a body and do background color red. Save, and let's go back to front end. Let's refresh. Now see background. The whole body here has a background red. Means it's working. Now let's let's put in our styling here. So let's kind of remove the body, and then first thing is you need a section for the portfolio. All right, so in here we're just gonna do a max width of 1200 pixels, and the margin should be auto. And then section portfolio, and then the h2 tag, and do margin bottom of 20 pixels, and then the font size should be 40 pixels. Text transform, let's do uppercase. Then the letter spacing, let's do 1 pixels. Let's save this, see what we got. Let's refresh here. All right, so we got my portfolio, little uppercase and some letter spacing here in between each letter. Right, let's do the rest here. So let's go back, and next one under the h2 we're going to target the ul tags. So section portfolio ul. All right, so list style, I don't want any. Okay, and the max width to be 100%, like so. And then after ul, let's target the li. So section portfolio ul li. In here, let's do padding bottom 20 pixels. Then the border bottom, need 1 pixel and make it solid and gray. And then the margin bottom of 20 pixels, like so. Cool, and let's also do the image. So section portfolio ul li, and then the image. And in here we need a width, take up the whole span of 100%. Then the height, I'm going to make it pretty big, so 29 rem. And then the object width of cover, and then the object position here for the image. I want center and center. All right, let's save that, see what we got. Refresh. All right, so now it's like a cover image right in here. Now let's try to do something nice here about this one there. So let's target the year. So it has a was in the graph P tag, and the class when it was portfolio year. And in here, let's see, we need a text align to the left, and then padding. The padding should be top 10 pixels, the left, oh sorry, right 0, and I think bottom, let's do another 10 pixels, and then 0 on the side there. Actually, I can just do so, I think. Okay, and then after padding, we need a font size of 2M, and then the letter spacing is 1 pixel. Let's save that, see what we got. All right, looking good. Now let's deal with the last thing here. So let's create for the P tag. So we need to target the section portfolio and ULLI and the P tag. So, and then we want the line height 1.5 and then text line left. Save that and let's refresh. All right, look at that. And if we look at the what it looks like on a smaller size, let's see, it's looking good. See, it's scaling pretty nicely here. Cool. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. There's more you can do here, obviously, but I'm gonna leave it at that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.